Both the Sacramento Police Department and the Sac County Sheriff's Department made it very clear to CBS 13 today they were not part of the raids in any way. That's because by law, they're not allowed to. Why? Well, let's get some answers for you. It's all part of the California Values Act, or SB 54, that prohibits local law enforcement from using resources for immigration, with some exceptions. 2017 law also prohibits them from asking about a person's immigration status, arresting a person for having a deportation order, or sharing information with ICE about an individual unless that information is publicly available. If a person is arrested, police also can't let immigration agents interview them without that person's written consent.
All right, so with all this in mind, let's bring in CBS 13 political analyst Gary Dietrich now. So, Gary, you know, we've seen these raids, mainly, though, in Southern California.
Yeah, it's come home now to Sacramento.
We're seeing it here now. And we do know that we always hear the word sanctuary city, and people tout themselves a sanctuary city. But when you see that, and especially you see the Border Patrol video that came out saying there is no such thing, then how does the state really protect those values, I guess, sanctuary?
Right. Well, this was something, of course, that was brought up when that legislation was passed and signed by Governor Newsom. State legislation cannot supersede federal authority. That was pointed out when it was passed, and it continues now, Marty. That's the answer to your question. The bottom line is this. It may have effect, and it in fact has. Tony mentioned the fact that local law enforcement is not involved in this at all. So it's actually prohibited from doing so. So you can have sanctuary cities, you can have a sanctuary state, but federal immigration policy and authority extends beyond that.
Let's go to Alcatraz now, and not for a tour, but for, well, I guess the feds were touring it today.
They were.
Pam Bondi and Interior Doug Burgum, secretary. Is this just to get under Newsom's skin? Is Trump just looking back and laughing, going, I'm going to send these people to Alcatraz?
He never does that, does he?
No.
Well, as I was telling Marley here before we got on set, I mean, I think the bottom line is this, guys. If you want to visit Alcatraz as a visitor, you might want to go soon. And if you go in 10 years, you might not want to be visiting. I mean, I think, Tony, to answer your question, is really kind of simple. I mean, it's going to cost, early numbers are about $250 million, about $250 million to rehab it, put it back in prison shape. Right now, the feds get about $60 million, the Department of the Interior, for the tourist revenue. So, but is this a statement? Trump has said, I'll just say what he said, that this is a statement that we are going to have law and order in the United States. What more visible prison has there ever been in U.S. history than Alcatraz?
Yeah. The cost is going to be just amazing, though, but we'll see, as they say.
Exactly.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, we got one more topic to touch on, Gary. Voter IDs, bringing your ID if you're going to be voting. All right, so yesterday, 2 Republican state lawmakers launched a campaign to put a voter ID measure on the 2026 ballot. Now, according to Ballotpedia, 36 states already require voters to present some form of ID at the polls. California, one of those that does not have any of those requirements. So then what's the pushback against these laws then? If you already have states doing it then, what's the pushback now?
Well, the word is used, disenfranchising voters, right? I mean, that's the idea. Somehow this is going to be an onerous burden to voters to do this. Now, this is going to be very interesting because they're going to need about 1 million signatures. There's a percentage of voters from the last gubernatorial election is how you get to almost 1 million. When you have to have some cushion, remember, because some of those aren't going to be valid. But they're estimating they need about 10,000 volunteers, a couple $1 million to collect 1 million valid signatures. And when that happens, if it does happen, it will be on our 2026 ballot. And you can expect, obviously, that is going to be a very volatile political issue.
Yeah, let's end by circling back to the top story. I know Kevin McCarty has issued a statement on what happened today with the Border Patrol raid in the Home Depot. Are lawmakers saying enough, you think, on this?
Well, you're hearing all kinds of statements, Tony, from local officials to state legislators to the governor himself. This is not going away. I think what's made today really high profile, guys, it's happening in California state capitol.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Good point. I bring it up because we're going to go back to our top story. Gary, as always, thank you for your time.